Hi, hello, good evening, dear students and friends. Today, my topic is on the preparation of alcohols. It is the second part of lecture of my this alcohols concepts. I would like to discuss about the preparation of alcohols. First of all, I would like to take alkyl halides. That means how can you prepare alcohols from alkyl halides? As you know, what is a small difference between alkyl halides and alcohols? Is nothing but in alkyl halides we have halogen atom is there, and if that halogen atom is said to replaced by a hydroxyl group, then that alkyl halides will become this alcohols. So the simple technique called as substitution reaction. In the substitution reactions of this alkyl halides with the aqueous KOH or moist silver oxide, means silver hydroxide, or boiling water. If you take any one of these, depending on the reactivity, you will definitely get the alcohol, corresponding alcohol in this reaction. So that means in the first equation I have shown the primary alkyl halide. If it reacts with the potassium hydroxide in aqueous condition, you will get primary alcohol. So if you take the ethyl bromide here, ethyl bromide with aqueous KOH, you will get ethyl alcohol. It is one chemical reaction. It is a general equation here. Second one, if I take a secondary alcohol, secondary alkyl halide, that means R2CHX means that is called as secondary alkyl halide. If it reacts with moist Ag2O, moist Ag2O means that is nothing but AgOH, silver hydroxide. So that will give the secondary alcohol. Likewise, we have an example here given, that is nothing but the iodo, 2-iodopropane I have taken, and in this case I got secondary alcohol, that is nothing but a 2-propanol. Here I got 2-propanol. Likewise, if you take the tertiary alkyl halide and boil that one with water, that means boiling water is reacted with this one, you will get the tertiary alcohol in this step. Okay, now let us see how can you prepare alcohols from alkenes. As you know, alkenes are nothing but unsaturated hydrocarbons. Unsaturated hydrocarbons. So from alkenes there are different kinds of methods are there. The most important types of this preparation methods of this alcohols involved in this reactions called as from alkenes. So you will prepare alcohols from alkenes, and in these alkenes also we have different sub reactions are there. That means how can you treat an alkene, depending on that you will call that reaction is called as acid catalyzed hydration. Likewise we have hydroboration. Likewise we have mercuric oxymercuration, demercuration methods. So in those methods, the first method I am telling is by acid catalyzed hydration of alkenes. Actually, what is meaning of hydration? Do you know what is the meaning of hydration? Hydration is nothing but just will add, that means adding water. So addition of water to alkene. Usually what is meaning of water is nothing but water is a nucleophile. It is nothing but nucleophile in this discussion. That means when you are adding water, indirectly you are going to add a nucleophile to the alkene. It is the meaning of it. Not only that one, we have one more thing here, acid catalyzed hydration given. So what is the meaning of acid? Acid means it furnishes H plus ions in the reaction. So that means whenever these H plus ions are coming from the acid onto the double bond of alkene, that what will happen? Usually this double bond in the presence of this electrophile definitely try to move towards either side of the carbons, either any one carbon of the unsaturation. Then definitely there will be a possibility of the chemical reaction. Initiation step is nothing but attack of this H plus ion onto the unsaturation. So that all the things are quite interesting things in this reaction called as acid catalyzed hydration reactions. We will see what is the generalization in this one. We will take an alkene, a general alkene like CH2 double bond CH2. If I take CH2 double bond CH2, nothing but ethene. If I treated this one with water, that means water. What is water? Formula H2. In the presence of an acid, dilute sulfuric acid H2SO4. Then one part of this water is nothing but H plus ion. The another part of the water is nothing but OH minus ion. So OH minus H plus. These two are there in water. So H plus ion attacks on one carbon, OH minus ion attacks on another carbon. Then what is the final product? That is CH3, CH2, OH. It's nothing but alcohol. Most important reaction, that is called as acid catalyzed hydration. We can call it as, this is ethanol. So looking very simple, but in this reaction we have a lot of different kinds of steps are there in the mechanism. That steps are said to be the organic mechanism of acid catalyzed hydration. I'd like to tell you one thing, that in this mechanism there are different steps are there. The first step I can call it as protonation of alkene. That means if I take this alkene, a double bonded one like this, and in the presence of this proton, that means H plus ion coming from water, mixes with H2O, H plus ion coming from acid mixes with this one, will definitely attack on this double bond. That means I'd like to tell you one thing here. I'll write here like this. This is one hydrogen, is a positive. So if this pair of electron tries to move towards the oxygen, then what happens? This entire double bond will be taking care of this proton. That double bond will convert into single bond. Then what is the result? The result is nothing but a single bond. I'll write here. That is a single bond. Here I'd like to write a hydrogen here, and here I'm going to write a positive charge. I can call this is carbocation. That is nothing but a carbocation. Whatever the rest of the part is there, that part is nothing but water. This first step is called as protonation. Hope you understand what is protonation. We are going to add proton that is coming from acid onto the unsaturation, and that will bring about the formation of carbocation. Here this is carbocation. To that carbocation we can definitely allow the nucleophile attack. So to second one, I would like to say that is attack of nucleophile. As I told earlier, what is nucleophile? Nucleophile is nothing but this H2O only. So that nucleophile attacks on the carbocation in this step called as attack of nucleophile. Let us see how this attack of nucleophile takes place. This is hydrogen. This is positive part of carbon, and once this nucleophile attacks, that I am writing like this, okay, on this positive carbon, it will become, this oxygen of this water will become positive after adding on to the carbocation. So here I am going to write like this. So it is having only one positive, one lone pair of electron, so that is called as positive oxygen hydronium ion in this case. So if I remove a proton from it, then definitely this oxygen will get satisfied. So that I will call it as last step, that is deprotonation, or we can simply call it as removal of proton, from this hydronium ion. So that can be easily done. So this is positive. So if any one of these bonds shift towards this oxygen, then it will become OH. It will only happens when you have a water molecule with us, and it will take away the half proton, and finally you will get an alcohol. This is the structure, plus this proton along with water again will become hydronium ion H3O plus. So this is what we got in alcohol. This is the actual mechanism of this acid catalyzed hydration of ethene. I have explained. It is also a general mechanism by taking only 2 carbons in the alkane. Now let us see this acid catalyzed hydration of alkene by taking 3 carbon alkene, that is unsymmetrical alkene. I am taking propene CH3 CH double bond CH2. If I take this one, how can we understand the acid catalyzed hydration? It's very simple, that you will get alcohol, but it is not primary alcohol. That is why it has got an importance here. I am taking propene as an example in this. Propene as an example, and moreover to this one we are going to add water in the presence of dilute H2SO4. That will give an alcohol, that is propanol, 2-propanol CH OH, single bond, this is CH3. We can call this is nothing but 2-propanol or propane 2-ol. How actually it takes place? Let us see. As you know that H2SO4, whatever is there in the with water, it forms protons. Gives H plus and HSO4 minus, and this H plus ion, whatever is there, this H plus ion on taking with the water, you can write it as H3O plus, nothing but that H plus ion is present in water, and this HSO4 minus we will call it as hydrogen sulfate. Even this hydrogen sulfate also can be taken in the discussion. How it is? Let us discuss. If we take this H3 CH double bond CH2 plus, I am going to take this proton of this one. That means one proton if we add on to this one, so what will happen? Let us see. Definitely one of the bond shift towards this carbon, this double bond. Immediately this carbon will get negative charge. That proton attacks completes. Then this middle carbon, whatever is there, that will become positive carbocation. That is CH3 CH plus single bond CH3. This will become CH3. This I can call it as secondary carbocation. Actually, it is stable one. You can also shift towards this carbon, but what is the stable carbocation is nothing but secondary carbocation. In this case, it is secondary carbocation, or you can call it as carbocation, which is stable. So stable carbocation immediately receives the attack of nucleophile to complete the reaction. For example, in this case, if you write the same carbocation CH3 CH plus single bond CH3, this is CH3 plus, now what is the nucleophile? What is the nucleophile in this case is nothing but the nucleophile is considering as water in this particular junction. So we are going to add water. Simply addition of water, that is what we are calling as hydration. That is why the first step we are doing is proton addition, that means electrophile addition. Second step is actual step called as important step called as hydration. So first step is a slow step. Second step onwards it will become fast. This process will become fast. Now what is the result? Let us say CH3 CH, this is OH2. I am going to write OH2 here, and this carbon got satisfied, and this is CH3. This is what we can obtain in the second step of the mechanism. Second step of the mechanism, simple way. But coming to the point here, in this mechanism, the third step we have discussed is called as deprotonation or removal of proton. That can easily be done when this oxygen positive charge, oxygen hydronium ion converted into hydroxyl group. See, this is CH3 CH OH. I am writing this bond like this. So if this bond shift towards this oxygen, then it will become lone pair. Whenever we have HSO4 minus, whatever we obtained here, this can also be taken here. If you take this one, then it will become H2SO4. Or else if you straight away remove it also, there is no issue in this case. So it will all happens in the presence of HSO4 minus in water. So you will be getting a product, that is CH3 CH. This will become OH, and around this oxygen will be having two lone pair of electrons as usual for stability. Gives H proton, H plus ion also. This is what the final product called as secondary alcohol 2-propanol in this reaction. So what is the first step? We can call first step as protonation. Protonation of alkene. The second step we can call it as hydration. Exact name of this reaction coming in this step, that is hydration. Hydration. The third step we can call this is deprotonation. Deprotonation. So in this way we can understand the formation of secondary alcohol by this mechanism called as acid catalyzed hydration alkene. Actually, in this kind of practical purposes and all in synthetic industrial methods, this preparation of secondary alcohols and tertiary alcohols is said to be suggested in this mechanism, in these steps. Why? Because this follows Markovnikov rule. It follows Markovnikov rule. Okay. Okay, friends. We will see another example. That is 2-methyl propene I am taking. That is CH3. CH3 here on second carbon methyl group is there, and this is CH2. We can call it as 2-methyl propene. So what will be the product of this acid catalyzed hydration of alkene? We will see. So we are going to add water. As you know, this is addition of this water reaction. In this reaction, as you all know, that Markovnikov rule is telling that this negative part of the addendum. Negative part of the addendum. What is the addendum in this reaction is nothing but water. So in this water, what is the negative part is nothing but OH minus, that will attach on the carbon which bears less number of hydrogens. Here, this middle carbon is not having any kind of hydrogens. So definitely this will become carbocation, and we can attach this weight from water onto this one. That is nucleophile. CH3. This is CH3 we have. This is OH. This CH2 will become CH3. It is actually a tertiary alcohol. This is a tertiary alcohol. So when you take 2-methyl propene, you will get a tertiary alcohol. It's nothing but, according to IUPAC's nomenclature, it is 2-methyl prop 2-ol or 2-methyl 2-propanol. 2-methyl prop 2-ol is nothing but a tertiary alcohol we have obtained in this reaction. Similarly, if you take another example means I am taking an example where I want to know what is the product. I want a new compound in this mechanism, that I am writing as 3-methyl-but-1-ene. So I am writing 4 carbon thing in this. Third carbon I am writing methyl group. On first carbon unsaturation is there. Remaining are hydrogens. So I can write here CH. This is CH. So we can call this is 3-methyl but 1-ene. So let us see what is the product. Usually when you are adding water, you will have to follow Markovnikov rule. So that we will check it off in this. Dilute H2SO4. In this, what will happen is when the proton attaches to this unsaturated carbon, this carbon will become carbocation because this is having less number of hydrogens. So it will be converted into carbocation. Okay. Now let us see. This is CH3. This is what CH3 we got. This is CH. I can write as CH. In this carbon, I would like to write Markovnikov product, that is OH single bond CH3. I got this is the product. what is the name of this compound is 3-methyl bute 2-ol. 3-methyl bute 2-ol. Here I have taken 3-methyl bute 1N. I got 3-methyl bute 2-ol. How far it is stable? We'll check it out. See, this OH is attached with this carbon. Actually, this carbon is secondary carbon. If this carbon is not allowing this attack because of some rearrangement, then this OH might be there on this carbon. Actually, this carbon is tertiary carbon. So, which is stable in this discussion is nothing but tertiary carbocation is stable. So, this product whatever we obtain is not said to be stable. This is less stable. It is not going to be suggested. So then what will happen in this one is nothing but it will produce a stable carbocation, tertiary carbocation. Then after the reaction will proceed. Let us see how it will happen. CH3. This is CH. This is also CH carbocation. This is CH3. This is a secondary carbocation. But the secondary carbocation is least stable, less stable than tertiary. In that case, this shifting will take place. This shifting will be called as 1,2 hydride shift. Hydride shift. In this shift, we will definitely get the carbocation, stable carbocation. Let us see what is that. That is CH3. This is CH3. This will become positive. This CH plus whatever is there, that will become positive, neutral. It will become CH2, CH3. This is tertiary carbocation. This is stable, more stable. So it is stable. After this, what will happen? Definitely there is an attack of this nucleophile. That means if you add water in the presence of this dilute H2SO4, this OH minus ion attacks on this one. So it will give final product, stable product, that is alcohol, tertiary alcohol. You are going to get here OH. This is CH2. This is CH3. Now we can call it as 2-methyl bute 2-ol. This is the actual product will be formed from this 3-methyl bute 1-ene using acid catalyzed hydration of this alkene. Okay. Okay, let us see the next method in this alkene reactions of the formation of alcohols by hydroboration oxidation method. As you know, boranes, I can take borane. What is borane? Simple general formula is BH3. Diborane is B2H6. Borane is BH3. This I can call it as borane group. Okay. So when these boranes are reacting with this alkenes, we need to understand one thing, that the bond between boron and hydrogen and its polarization. As you know, hydrogen's electronegativity is 2.1 and boron's is 2.0. Okay, anyway, everybody knows that small difference is there in the electronegativity of hydrogen and boron. If you check the electronegativities hydrogen and boron, there is a slight difference is there. So if you have hydrogen 2.1, boron is 2.0. So then definitely when it is undergoing a kind of reactions with alkenes, hydrogen will behave like a negatively charged portion of this BH3 and boron will behave like positively charged. So then what will happens when you take any alkene, this BH2 will attack on the unsaturation first as it is a positive part. Then this negative part will come. In this case what will happens, it will become a kind of anti-Markovnikov rule type of process will happens. That is why the product what you will get here is primary alcohol you will get from propene. Let us see. If you take propene, CH3, CH, double bond CH2. These all things will take place. That means in this also not only this boranes with water will take. That means that's why we will call it as by hydroboration. By hydroboration. Not only water, oxidation will take place by using hydrogen peroxide in these reactions. So let us understand how this borane will attack on this unsaturation. Now as you know, this borane part, positive part of hydrogen if you take in this, the positive part will be present here. So then the resultant is nothing but CH3, CH, single bond CH2. So in this case, yeah, this is negative BH2. So I can write this is CH3, CH2, CH2, BH2. This I can write it as like this. Okay. So it will come on to this one. Why it will takes place? Take like this. Why? Because always one of the hydrogen is borane is said to be replacing with an alkyl group. That's why we will call it as alkyl. This is called as alkyl borane. We can also call it as monoalkyl borane. Monoalkyl borane. Let us continue this one. If you take this monoalkyl borane, what happens? CH2 bond here. Again you can expect one thing, that here hydrogen, here BH is there, and I am adding one alkene here, that is CH3, CH double bond CH2 to this one in the presence of tetrahydrofuran. Actually this will take place in the presence of tetrahydrofuran, THF. Even in the main reaction also you can write it off later on. So here this will be CH3, CH2, CH2. Now it will become boron, and to that boron I am writing this is CH2, CH2, CH3. Now hope you understand. Without all these assumptions also you can tell that a borane can be added on to a unsaturation. Unsaturation will become saturation, and here we have one hydrogen. This is called as dialkyl borane. Up to what extent the reaction will continue is nothing but up to the replacement of all the hydrogens in this borane, this reaction takes place. That means here still we have one hydrogen is there with boron. In the dialkyl boranes, you can simply write this one as CH3, CH2, CH2. This I am writing as 2 times BH. So if I continue adding one more alkene molecule to this one, propene, then it will become double bond. It is CH2. So this will add on to this one. Then this hydrogen will mix with this unsaturation to give trialkyl borane, that is CH3, CH2, CH2. It's about 3 times repeated on boron. That's why you will call this one as trialkyl borane. Trialkyl borane. After doing all these steps, we can do one method that is called as oxidation. So first we have to do hydroboration. Hydroboration means hydrogen and borane. Along with that, both we are adding on this. So borane is adding on to this unsaturation. So if it continues, then finally we got trialkyl borane. So this trialkyl boranes actually will treated with the oxidizing agent called as hydrogen peroxide. As you all know that what is hydrogen peroxide's actual role in this one. So in this role of this one is nothing but it will produces whatever this hydrogen peroxide is there, it will produces this peroxide oxygen. That means OH. One of the H plus will go along with the water and in the solvent this will be formed. So that's why this peroxide, whatever is there, the peroxide, hydrogen peroxide, if you add to this one, hydrogen peroxide allows the oxidation of this compound, that is CH3, CH2, CH2 thrice B. Then after usually hydrogen peroxide converts into boric acid in this reaction as this is H3BO3. 3 times you have to do all these things. 3 times you have to do all these things. 3 times 3 moles of this whatever this boric acid, this hydrogen peroxide is there. If you take, then the reaction will give an alcohol in this position. So alcohol in this position means that is CH3, CH2, CH2, OH. It will be 3 moles will be formed along with the boric acid. So this is nothing but the compound formed as propanol or propane 1 propanol. Simply you can write as 1 propanol in this reactions. What is the overall reaction now? The overall reaction is said to be 3 moles of whatever this alkene is there, that is CH3, CH double bond CH2, and 3 moles of this hydrogen peroxide we have taken along with this whatever borane is there, the borane in the presence of tetrahydrofuran followed by this sodium hydroxide support by sodium hydroxide also. So what is the product you got? That is 3 CH3 CH2 CH2OH plus H3BO3. So this is the final product that is nothing but alcohol, primary alcohol obtained in this hydroboration oxidation method. Okay, let us see the next method, oxymercuration demercuration. The method is called as oxymercuration demercuration. As we know that mercury symbol is Hg. In this we are going to use mercuric acetate. Actually the mercuric acetate formula I'll write it as OCOCH3 twice. This is called as mercuric acetate. And when this alkene, unsymmetrical alkene like propene, CH3, CH2, CH double bond, CH2, this type of thing, if it is taken, then this will follows, overall reaction follows Markovnikov rule only. In this, one part of this portion will become CH3 COO minus acetate ion. Another part of this portion will become Hg O C double bond O CH3 only. So once this ion went outside, this will become positively charged species. So this positively charged species, if this mercuric species is taken along with the water, then how the reaction proceeds and what are the products we will see in this reaction. So first we will add water and also mercuric acetate in this, OCO CH3 twice. Then in this reaction, whatever these ions are there, positively charged mercuric ions and all, overall reaction how it looks is nothing but from water H plus ion is there, that will definitely take on to this carbon. So the reaction proceeds in a different manner to give the result, that is CH3 CH OH single bond CH2. This all path will be nothing but Hg O C double bond O CH3. This we will call it as mercuration. So we have added mercury compound. Actually this mercury compound we can also call it as beta hydroxy alkyl mercuric acetate. This is called as beta hydroxy alkyl mercuric acetate. Mercuric acetate, mercuric is plus 2 oxidation state, it is there. So then after we can do one thing that is called as this is oxidation. We can do reduction in the presence of sodium borohydride, and we will definitely get the resultant. The resultant is nothing but alcohol. Okay, so let us do reduction in the presence of sodium borohydride NaBH4 and sodium hydroxide. So then what is the product? CH3 CH, this is OH, this is CH2, this entire thing is mercury, OCO CH3. Okay, so in this, whatever H plus and OH minus are there in this water, in this reduction reaction, this CH3 will become, this CH2 will become CH3. That means that is CH3 CHOH bond. This will be CH3. In the reduction you can take hydrogens. Very simply, not on this one, you can take hydrogens. If you take 2 hydrogens, then one will be adding on this, one will be go along with the acetate ion. So mercury we are removing, and this ion will become CH3 COOH. Likewise also you can understand this reaction. This is alcohol we have obtained in this reaction. So what is mercuric method? Mercuric method is nothing but, in this method first we are doing one thing, that is nothing but mercuration. So you are adding mercury compound. So this is alcohol obtained in this method, but it's got whatever the mechanism, separate mechanism is there. In that mechanism, what I have shown is nothing but Hg with positive charge attacks on this unsaturation. After that, this OH minus ion will come on to this whatever the unsaturation to bring about the formation of alcohol. This oxymercuration, demercuration method is most important method. We can also call it as it is following Markovnikov rule also. So first step, whatever we are doing, that can be observed in the presence of a liquid. That liquid is nothing but tetrahydrofuran. So this is THF. What is THF? Is a solvent, and without double bonds, if this furan ring is there, that is called as tetrahydrofuran. In this tetrahydrofuran, this mercuration step will take place. The second step is called as demercuration, that is in the presence of sodium borohydrate will be happening. Now I am going to take an alkene like CH2 double bond CH2 in this mechanism, this reaction. In the presence of not only water, I am taking methanol. That means this is also hydration. And mercuric acetate as usual, as per the reaction I am taking. Then what is the product? Is it the alcohol or is it a different product? Now let us see. So in this mechanism, as we all know, that the first step of the mechanism is nothing but mercuration. First step is nothing but mercuration, how it takes place. What is the product? See, the first step of the mechanism is mercuration, and when this mercuric acetate is attacking on this whatever the alkene is there, actually this will forms a cyclic intermediate like this HgOAc with both the carbons. Then after the nucleophile start coming on to this one of these carbons. Here nucleophile, as you know, it is nothing but alkoxide, and H plus ion is proton. So likewise, this base, strong base is coming on to this one, means any one definitely will become this nucleophile attacked carbon. So it will be written as CH3, CH2. This I am writing as CH2. Here I am writing OCH3. I am shifting this bond. Then after I got this is HgOAc. So first nucleophile attack I have done. Assume. Then what is the remaining one? We have a proton. So if you add a proton, that means the reaction is with the borohydrate, you will get a final product. So what will be the final product? What will the final product is nothing but the final product is not alcohol. Let us see here, it will become hydrogen, then it is CH3, this is CH2, it will be OCH3. So it is alkyl group, it is methyl group, or this is nothing but ether. A mixed ether is formed in this reaction, not alcohol. That means we can also prepare ethers using this method by taking methyl alcohol in this reaction. In this, we will call it as, this is not beta hydroxy, beta alkoxy mercuric acetate. You can call it as beta alkoxy mercuric acetate we can call. So from this we can generate the final product called as either in this mechanism. Okay. So in this class we have discussed some more important preparations of this alcohols from water, from alkyl halides, and most important chemical reactions of the preparation of alcohols from alkenes by different methods like Markovnikov methods and all observed. Even oxymercuration we observed, demercuration, hydroboration reaction we have observed, acid catalyzed hydration of this alkenes also observed, most important part of reactions. In these reactions, if any doubts are there, will be again with the mechanism in the next class will be explained. Thank you very much.